Hello, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and this is episode number 40. Oh my goodness. Hello, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and this is episode number 84 of my series in which I will try to collect a billion iron ingots. In today's episode, we are going to be playing with solar arrays from the mod Environmental Tech. Now, obviously, we have used the mod Environmental Tech to set up void ore miners, and we have set up quite a few of those at this point, but we have not used it to set up solar arrays. And the solar arrays that you can build with this mod are quite cool because, and I can't spell Environmental Tech, there are 6 different tiers of solar array controllers, but there are also 6 different tiers of solar cells. And you can pretty much, as I understand it, mix and match these. So you can use a tier 1 solar array controller with tier 6 solar cells, and you could also use a tier 6 solar array controller with, say, tier 1 solar cells. So let's go ahead and play around with this just a little bit, and then we are going to set up a solar array somewhat near the end of the episode. So let's go ahead and make some tier 1 solar cells. I also want to make a tier... Let's go tier 2 solar array controller, and then let's also do a tier 3. And let's grab our tier 1 solar cells, which are the litherite versions, and I already have a bunch of the tier 6 version made up, so let's grab those as well. Now the recipe for these can be quite expensive, especially starting off, because for the tier 1 solar array controller you need a solar cell, and it looks like you can use just any solar cell, so that's not too bad. And the litherite itself isn't too bad either, so I guess it's not so bad. But for the tier 2, and I clicked on the wrong thing, you need erodium, which is that the second? Yeah, I think that's the second tier. You need a bunch of erodium and erodium cells, and the tier 3 version is basically the same thing, just with the tier 3. So it can get quite expensive here. Now for the solar cells themselves, you need a bunch of litherite or erodium or whatever you're making. Actually, you need everything below because, say, the second tier uses the first tier solar cells in its crafting recipe. But you need a lot of the environmental tech stuff, which you can only, as in the crystals here, and you can only get that through the void ore miners. So this is kind of a later thing usually, because it actually takes quite a bit to set up a void ore miner itself. So let's get started and let's see what this mod can do. To make this simple, I'm going to grab an angel block, which is a nifty little block that allows you to place items in the midair. So bam, angel block. Let's get a tier 2 solar array here, and let's place it right here. I'm going to go ahead and break this angel block real fast. And then actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the aethium solar cells. And that's just for demonstration purposes here. This is a tier 2 solar array controller, and we're going to use the tier 1 real quick on it. The tier 1 solar cells. So let's just right click here. And I forgot I need some modifiers. So let's get some null modifiers. Because other than the piezo modifiers, which allows you to generate RF in the rain, there are no modifiers that you can use with the solar arrays. But since we're in the desert here, that won't be a problem, because it doesn't rain in the desert. Now if you'll notice, I also built a roof on this building, and that's because I originally had intended to build a solar array on top of this building, but I kind of scrapped those plans after I blue screened my computer. Like, I was literally filming an episode essentially like this, and I blue screened my computer as I hooked up the solar array to my energy system. Like, my computer just did not want to handle it. So there's one more thing I forgot here. And if we take this and we left click, I do not have the 30 tier structure frame tier 2 or above. So let's get those real fast. And I also need, I need 32 of these guys. And then after I grab that, I'm going to need a bunch of these guys. And I'm not sure how many. I'm just going to make like 70. That'll be enough. So let's go ahead and complete this structure real fast. And it should be done. And if we left, shoot, I didn't think this through very well. Okay, what I'm gonna do real fast is I'm gonna change armor, because this right down here is kind of in the way. I need to be able to see that. So let's grab my quantum suit real fast. Good old quantum suit. I haven't used this thing in a while. So let's slap that guy on. And here's my cat to destroy everything. And I think I need a blank fist. This is weird because the flight methods are a little bit different here. Okay, so it's only generating 3050 RF per tick, which isn't bad, but it's not a lot. So let's change this up. I'm gonna get rid of these guys, and then I'm going to install the tier 6. And remember, it's like 3000 RF per tick and change. So let's grab some aethium solar cells here, and let's place those in here, and then we'll see how much RF we're generating per tick. I really like, oh shoot, I really like that they kind of make these solar arrays personalizable, as in like you can make them however you see fit. Now let's see here. It's producing like about 4 times the amount. So that is cool. Okay, so let's build one more thing real fast. Let's get another angel block, and then we're going to build a tier 3. And let's just use the aethium solar cells. So let's get rid of all those guys. Grab all of my tier 6s that I have. And then I'm going to need my tier 3 structure frames here. So let's grab those. And then we need another area. And then we need to get rid of our angel block. Come back. And let's do this. I like the flight method better now that I'm used to it. It's a whole lot easier because you can hover without doing anything. Whereas with the quantum suit, you either need it in hover mode, which I never think to use, or you need to tap the power or the jump button a bunch. So let's see how much this is generating. This is generating 64,000 RF per tick. Now, as you can probably, as you know, 64,000 is a lot more than 12,800. So as you tier up the controller, you also get quite a bit of a bonus in terms of power gain. So let me swap this out. I'm going to get rid of these solar arrays real fast so I can get all the stuff back. And then we're going to head over to my gold building, and we are going to install a solar array on top of it after we do a few things, of course. But I'm going to get rid of these and get all this stuff back, and then I'm going to be right back. And here we are at my gold building, and obviously I already have a power generation system in here, although I think I'm going to just completely replace it after I get my solar array installed, and that's just because of server load issues. I'm pretty sure I can generate just as much power using solar arrays and not have all these tile entities taking up server resources, because I still want to expand my iron production, and unfortunately I'm just kind of at the limit of my CPU at this point. So obviously I have all these numismatic dynamos, and if we go down to my energy cell right here, we have a full tier 3 version, and we are producing about 360,000 RF per tick for my system using this system. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to replace this tier 3 energy core with a tier 4 energy core, and that is kind of a well, it's not a simple procedure because I'm gonna have to rip this guy out. I think so. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab 4 of these guys. Actually, let's grab 4 of these guys. And I'm gonna need this because I can't remember the exact numbers here for a tier 4 version. Energy core storage, energy stabilizers, energy pylon. Okay, for the tier 4 version, we need 54 draconium blocks and 26 redstone blocks, and the I'm gonna need 2 of those. I need 1 core, and then I need almost a stack of that, and 26 redstone blocks. So what we're going to do is we are going to place it in this corner rather than that corner. And I think it'll need to be right. Not here. It'll need to be right here, I think. So our energy core, I believe, will need to be right here, with the stabilizers being out here. And I'm gonna build the other 2 stabilizers once I have this energy core made. So let's tier this up to tier 3, and then I want the build guide active. Now this is actually a really simple structure. It's just redstone block in the middle with all the redstone blocks on the outside covered by draconium blocks. So let me inactivate this because it's actually easier to build without it, because it's a really simple structure that we're building here. Nope. Except for me, because I can't aim. Okay, so basically we have a block of redstone on the inside here. And then we literally have draconium just covering up the redstone. Like so. Almost there. 9 more. Okay, that should be all good, so let's get rid of these guys. Now we can go ahead and place our remaining 2 core stabilizers here. Get rid of the cobblestone, because we don't need it. And then we need to... okay, tier 4, activate. So now we have a tier 4 version. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set up 2 pylons here. I'm going to set them up in kind of the same spots that we have those ones. Whoa, little freeze there. That's all good. So I think I'm going to set this one up here, this one up here. And my OCD, or my slight OCD, actually wants it to be right here. As in even with this stabilizer, and then so this one's even with that stabilizer. So let's get 2 glass blocks so we can activate these bad boys. Now this one needs to be out, and I'm not sure. Okay, so I'm gonna need some flux duct and a flux gate here. Let's grab a bunch of this. That'll be okay. I'm gonna shift click this because I need it to go out, and we're just gonna basically tell this thing maximum. Actually, you might be able to do more than that, but that's okay. Okay, for right now we need this to go to the N over here, and hopefully nothing bad happens when I connect this up. Good. So this thing should be seeing a lot of power, which it is, so that's good. Okay, sorry, my cat attacked me. And okay, now we're gonna wait for this guy to drain, and once this thing is drained, we are going to deactivate it and tear it down. So I can do that off camera, and I can just wait for it. So I'm gonna be back after this energy core is all drained. Okay, this energy core is all drained, so what we can do is we can deactivate it, and then what we need to do here is we need to remove this flux duct, and faster is better because we need to hook this flux duct up to this over here. And I'm going to do that by running this along the top of the room here, and then just coming down like so. So now we should be seeing an influx of power, which is cool. Now we need to hook this energy core up to this over here. So once again, what we can do is we can grab a flux gate, and actually this one will work perfectly because it's already configured to what we need. And we need to hook it up like here, right here. I shift clicked so it pointed towards me, and then now we just build this up and across. Perfect. So now this energy core is essentially serving the purpose that this energy core was serving. And we're getting a slight influx of redstone flux. And we can go ahead and tear this bad boy down. So let's make sure this is in 3x3 mode here. It is. Usually is. I usually have it in 3x3 mode. And now we can just tear down all of this. And if you're tearing down these energy pylons, if you do the core first, you get the glass block back. If you do the not the core. If you do the sphere first, you get the glass back. If you do the pylon first, you will not get the glass back unless you have silk touch, which I do not. So that's why I did the glass first. Now we have this energy core here, and he's just chilling out. He's accepting power, and he can hold quite a bit more power than the energy core before. Now what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to rip a hole in this roof, because we are going to put a tier 6 solar array with completely full of tier 6 solar cells. So I need to rip a hole in this roof, and I can do that real fast. Heck, I don't even think I have to go off camera because of this right here. So if I can count 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. And the elevator should not be affected by this thing because they are not stone. And thankfully I can count so far, and I'm not destroying all the gold, because that would be bad. Cool, I think that's good. So let's get rid of all this stupid cobblestone, and let's get the stuff I need for my solar array. So I need 169 of these guys, which I have perfectly. I have my tier 6 solar array, and I need my tier 6 structure blocks, and I feel like I might need more, but I'm not sure. So I'm gonna grab a few more here. And then I also need some modifiers, some null modifiers. And I don't even think they're called, I apparently can't spell or something. So now I need to find one of the 2 rough centers of this room. There's not actually a center. There are 2 blocks that are as close to the center as possible, though, which would be, yeah, this block and this block. And we need this block to be one under the roof. That's because this structure will be 15 by 15 by 2. It'll only be 2 up and down. So I think that is perfect. As perfect as you can get. I kind of wish the building was square at this point, but it's not. So let's grab our assembler. and start building this thing. And hopefully, if everything works out, we will get a tier 6 solar right here, which will be awesome. And if I remember right, which I'm pretty sure I do, you take the power out of the controller, which would obviously make sense. Okay, it looks like it's done. I need to take off this suit so I can see how much it's generating. None, because it's night. Derp. And what I can do is I can grab some stone. Give me stone. And everything else, apparently. And now I can block this up around the edges here. And then I can also put torches on top of these solar cells because torches are considered transparent, which is fantastic. Come on, wand. No! Flying's hard. And I want to do this quick because I don't want monsters to spawn up here. Okay, so I think that's the right spot to start. And like I said, these torches are considered transparent, so it's totally fine that I can place them on top of the solar array here. Does not hinder its performance at all. Okay, now we have torches. Let's sleep and see just how much power this thing is generating. So, and I keep forgetting that I have a roof on this building now, which is actually fantastic. Shouldn't see any more spiders attacking me or anything. Not that it's a real problem since, you know, I have buildings all around with torches, so monsters don't really spawn right here. Okay, so let's go down here. Just how much power are we getting? Generating, completely blocked. Generating 1,700,000 RF per tick. Now, obviously, this thing only generates during the day, but that is a monstrous amount of RF generation. So that is cool. Now let's put on this suit. Organize my torches real fast. And what I need to do is I need to hook up my solar cell to this energy pylon right here. And what I'm going to do real fast is I'm actually going to cut right here. And then I'm going to come back and attach this to my power system, because there's a chance that this will crash my server or system again, because it's done that before and I don't want to lose a whole bunch of progress. So I'm going to be back here in just a couple minutes. Okay, here we go. Let's connect this thing up, and I don't even have the flux duct to do so. So let's grab that. And then we actually just need to run this right here. Cool. Everything seems to be working. Fantastic. So, if we stroll down to this guy right here, we should see a monstrous amount of power incoming to this solar cell. And this thing is filling up so fast. And I mean, this thing holds a lot of power. It's, what, 9.8 billion RF this thing holds, and it's filling rapidly. So that's awesome. I think we're going to leave this episode as it is. Between episodes, I'm going to tear out this whole system. It served me well. It's provided a lot of power from diamonds, and it's a cool system, but it's also a pretty resource-intensive system. And since I have the solar array built, it will provide a lot more power for a lot more free, and it's a lot less resource intensive on my computer. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to get rid of the diamond power. I don't have to, but I'd like to. So yeah, it's an end of an era, but it's a cool system. I still think it's a cool system. So essentially, in today's episode, I set up an awesome solar array. This thing during the day generates over 1.7 million RF per tick, which is more than both of my draconic reactors combined. And speaking of draconic reactors, let's check in real fast with this guy because it is nearing the end of its first fuel cycle here, and it is continuing to get a little bit hotter and a little bit hotter. I've actually dialed down the generation rate by 100,000 RF per tick. So right now it's generating a net positive of 340,000 RF per tick, which is cool. As we see here, this fuel conversion level continues to slide up. I assume as it starts to get to this really red area, then the temperature will start to come up faster. But so far it's been relatively slow. I mean, like maybe a couple hundred degrees per day or something like that. Also, in addition, the fuel conversion rate has continued to drop. So at first, when I was running this thing at generating 440,000 RF per tick from it, its fuel conversion rate was something like 800 nanobuckets per tick, whereas now it's around 150 nanobuckets per tick. So its fuel conversion rate has dropped off significantly since I started the reactor. But yeah, I am happy with today's build. I am happy with that awesome solar array. I know it to some people it might be considered overpowered, and I would tend to agree with that. But the thing is, it does take a lot of resources to build one of these things. Not to mention, I'm kind of in the perfect spot for it. I'm in the desert. It will never rain, so I will see awesome power rates pretty much all the time from it during the day. So it will provide me with a lot more power. I'm probably going to build some more void ore miners because obviously now I have access to a little bit more power. So more power equals more resources because that's how I roll. As of right now, I have 380 million iron ingots, which is awesome. That is a significant increase from last episode, and I continue to get over 10 million iron ingots per day, even if I don't do anything, which is fantastic. I think it's really cool. But I think this is a good wrapping up point. I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and I will see you next time.